Here is a 2023 Audi rs5 Sportback in Nardo Gray over black Napa leather. What's new this year? And is this the sweet spot for the Audi line in the sense of performance going against BMW and Mercedes? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to explain all the specs and details of what this vehicle offers in the new competition package. Here we get black optic package, which starts on the single frame grille. Audi rings are blacked out. The lower is going to get the carbon fiber. Because of that black optic package, we get these 20-inch 5-arm flag design wheels, forged bicolor finished. 6 pistons up front behind those red brake calipers, which is part of the dynamic package, which also includes the dynamic ride control, or DRC, with the RS Sport exhaust system. Carbon fiber side mirror housing, lower lip spoiler gets the carbon fiber, as well as the rear that's covering those oval RS gloss black exhaust outlets. And we have the added navigation package for the MMI Navigation Plus with the RS design that adds Alcantara over the steering wheel, the shifter, seat belts with red edging, and atop that, Matrix LED headlights and Audi laser, which is one of the best in the business, nearly 5 inches of clearance. And the 6-piston brakes don't just stop there in the front. Brembo spec, it's a 2-piece rotor, ventilated, cross-drilled, 14.8-inch is the disc for the front. The rear is at 13 inches. Going to my old days of owning a pizzeria, nearly 15 inches is the disc for this. I mean, that's almost a large pizza, which I would sell at a 16-inch. So imagine the performance that you're getting behind it. And because of that RS suspension, we have the dynamic ride control and a 5-link front and rear suspension with Audi Quattro rear differential, which will add some weight. This is still under 4,100 pounds, and for a vehicle that's around 189 inches long, that's actually not too bad for a sports car or fastback, because this is the Sportback design. When you option that competition package, it's not going to increase anything, but what it will do is add stickier tires. You'll still get that exhaust note, but it will be filtered in to the interior a little bit more so, because they're going to take out some of the sound deadening, lower the ride, alter the suspension a bit, but it will still come with the 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6 TFSI, producing 444 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. That's going to reach 60. Audi is claiming at 3.8 seconds, which is fast enough. The competition package may decrease that just a touch, but when you're considering the upgrade in the price point, would it be better to get it near fully optioned, or just add that and exclude some of the options in which I have been explaining? 18 MPGs for the city and 25 MPGs for the highway. The big con that I see is this is going to be the least performance comparing it to BMW and Mercedes-Benz. But I like that you're still getting under 4 seconds 0 to 60, and this is still a track-worthy vehicle. And to make this stand out even more, they add the Matrix LED taillights for the rear. It is one of the most aggressive exterior exits in the business. Just the way Audi does the oval exhaust, it gives that signature touch to the Sportback. And because it's a Sportback, it's a hatchback. Power liftgate going inside, 21.8 cubic feet of storage, a wide opening, and some nooks on the side with a 12-volt hidden. Underneath the floor, you get a spare tire. Split fold the rear bench at a 40-20-40 split, and that will increase the cargo to 35 cubic feet of storage. This is a twin-turbo V6. We need to go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. Way power seat adjustment for the front occupants with massage seats, heated front seats, manual cushion extensions with crescendo red contrast stitching, RS badging, and the quilted interior. Headroom starts at 37.8 inches, legroom at 41.7 inches, stainless steel pedals, more of a driver-focused setup with the carbon fiber that's going to kind of cut off the passenger a touch, quattro badging with carbon fiber, seamless air vents that run throughout the dash with the satin aluminum, the gloss black, 10.1 MMI touchscreen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, drive select, which you can change the dynamics of the vehicle, or you can just leave it in auto, and you can also change RS1 and RS2, which will be found on this Alcantara steering wheel. This is part of the RS design package with the RS badging. It is heated with the paddle shifters. Audi digital cockpit that can go through an array of information for the driver. You can also expand the navigation to make it the full screen or a smaller screen while zooming out or zooming in. Put it into reverse. 360-degree reverse camera working into a dual climate control settings. You can click the driver select on the fly right here and your park assist. 12-volt USB and a little bit of storage in front of the cup holders with the gloss black that's going to surround the key fob for the rs5 Sportback. Alcantara comes over the shifter with the RS, satin aluminum that's going to run around, and an area you can put the key fob. This also slides up and back, and you can adjust it. With Audi phone box, which is a wireless charger, it also will boost the signal to your wireless carrier with a USB port. And the door panel will start off with the everyday materials on the top. You get the carbon inlays throughout, memory for the driver, soft Napa leather where it needs to be, a smaller storage pocket with a beverage holder carved out, Bang & Olufsen sound system, and a moonroof and an edgeless auto-dimming rear view mirror. For the back seats, 37 inches of headroom, 35.1 inches of legroom, storage behind both of the front seats, your third climate control, heated rear seats, USB 12-volt cup holders, and storage in the center. The door panel will have the same configuration, so it's going to be soft where it needs to be, one touch up and down for the windows, that contrast stitching, and the same size storage pocket with the beverage holder carved out in the front. The floor is not completely flat, so it is a little bit of a work to get over. The rails are also not pushed up enough, so you will be sharing some feet space, butt and shoulder space is not necessarily too bad, but at 6'3" headroom becomes a little bit more questionable on the Sportback. The Audi rs5 Sportback is one of my favorite vehicles in the sense of the design. I wish it had a little bit more power because 444 horsepower, it's going to be the least in class. BMW M4 competition has 503, and if you do not option that, you lose 30 horsepower. If you option the Mercedes AMG C63 for 23 model, it'll still be the twin turbo V8 with 503 horsepower. The 24, 671 horsepower, and you're probably saying, well, the price of that is going to be over $100,000. But when you're coming into the rs5 Sportback, they have also increased the price. But does the rs5 do its justice? The interior will definitely set up a little bit more firm, but that's what you're expecting with the rs5, and we're going to see now. It does have a nice exhaust now. I could see where the competition package would be something people would entertain because it's a little bit more silent, but it's a little bit more noisy in the cabin also, which when you're getting at this price point, you do want it to be a little bit more sound deadened. Now we're going to go on the interstate to see the performance. It's a fun car. I mean, it definitely is fast enough. There's not a lot of places you're going to be going 0 to 60 under 4 seconds anyway. So if you're considering this against the competition, you're not going to be displeased because a few tenths of a second is not a huge difference. And it also shows how much power you're getting out of a smaller engine. Now that's going to take me to some pros and cons, and starting off with is what I like about the vehicle. When you option it this way, and I have to say this is the correct way, you're getting pretty much all the bells and whistles. The massage seats is definitely a nice treat to the vehicle because when you're hovering these price points, you want it to be comfortable and yet still track worthy. So you're ticking the box for both sides of the coin. And if you need it to have more performance, downshift a couple. Look at this. Livens up nicely. And even with these upgraded wheels, it's not really too bad. It may look like I have some movement in my seat, but it's still a sports car. You're getting a lot more cargo when you go to the Sportback. You still get a 4-door. You can still fit at least 2 to 3 adults in the back seat. The headroom isn't necessarily that bad. The legroom can be questionable. The storage pocket in the door panel is pretty good considering the rivals start making it a lot more smaller. Some cons about the vehicle: if you're 6'3" like me, your head is pretty much on the headliner. I have the seat all the way down in the lowest position. The A5 and S5 and RS5, the A-pillars are also going to be more of a eyesore in the sense of the way it's stationed, but it does still help for visibility because of the oval window design, and it just makes it where there's really no blind spots. I like the carbon inlays that come into the vehicle. I don't like the MMI touchscreen. This could be configured a little bit better, and even in this center cluster here, because where the cup holders are, they're a little bit more forward. If they put this little mint holder like in the front of that and put the cup holders here, I think it would have been a more pleasant design, but this used to be derived to function the MMI screen, which now it's a touch screen. RS vehicles are still fun. Going back to the competition, I am a huge fan of the BMW M4 competition. I'm personally looking to purchase one myself. Just when you're in this vehicle, it is still going to be some price savings considering it's under $100,000. If you option the exterior carbon fiber package, you're going to be over $101,000 on the BMW M4 competition. And if you don't option the competition package, you lose performance numbers in your horsepower and torque. As for the Mercedes-Benz, the C63, whether you option that twin turbo V8 or the all-new engine, I mean, you're going to be happy both ways. But again, either way you steer the boat, I don't think you're going to be displeased, because Audi has its own essence of performance, and especially with that Quattro rear differential, it holds itself really well considering it's not a perfect 50-50, but you still have some maneuverabilities, which I'm going to show a little demonstration right here. And you can see you still stay planted. Turn radius at more or less a stop point. Going to be pretty tight, right at 2 lanes. Give her a little go. Oh. It's smooth and its performance all blended in, which Audi does a good job with that. Going back to the comparison, it's going to feel a little bit more wider in the interior of this. The seats are going to be just as comfortable. It's going to have some firmness to it, but it can open up to give a little bit more of a luxury sit to it. You sit a little bit higher than the competition, and your ground clearance is basically the same as the competition. Even though the 0 to 60 numbers are just a few tenths off, you're still going to be neck and neck on a drag or from a light to light. So I don't necessarily think that that's going to play a role whether you pick this BMW or Mercedes. This will definitely tick the box more so for a everyday use because of the hatchback design, giving more cargo capacity. It's still a 4-door, and it still has plenty of room to fit multiple adults throughout the cabin of the vehicle, and it has a little bit more storage capacity than the rivals. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Audi of Clearwater for giving us this 2023 Audi rs5 Sportback for our car review.